Kick the tires and light the fires. Do it.
What's up, Browns fans? Thanks for stopping into the Danger Zone. I'm Josh, and you know that guy over there. He's Richard Stark. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
I think that
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, that groan is probably one for the collective fan base, I'd say. Obviously, coming at you here at the post-game episode, our Browns falling to the Kansas City Chiefs by a mere 5 points. Rich, there's a lot actually that you can take away from this game, but there's got to be one thing that stands out. You got one thing that stands out? One thing that you're taking away from this? We'll get into the other 100 things, but just is there one that takes precedent?
The first thing I want, that we have a leader running the team. We have a head coach. That's it. That's the guarantee. Perfect thing I took away just from all of it. We have a head coach.
Yeah. I got to agree with that. I mean, yeah, there's no arguing with that.
Well, because he's going to be coach of the year.
I think I'm in line with that, and I'll tack on to it a little bit. The biggest thing I took away is there are no, aside from the defense, which we'll talk about, there are no more the questions you came into this season to answer were answered.
Yeah, there are no lingering questions, if that's what you were getting.
That is, did you hire the right guy at coach? Yeah. Is Baker Mayfield your franchise quarterback? Yeah. Those were the two big questions going into this season. We knew the defense was going to be what it is. So, like I said, piggybacking off yours and tacking on the Baker Mayfield thing, I agree, man. Those were two big takeaways. This game,
that's all I cared about. Honest to God, listen, dude, I had us at what, 10-6. You had 9-7.
Yep. Both
at the beginning of the season. And we both said, I don't know, I can't speak for you. I know I said, like, I didn't expect this team to go far into the playoffs. If they did, it would have been like this whole fucking thing would have been a goddamn movie if they beat the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if they beat the Chiefs, they win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is the only thing that stands in the way of that. And he's Aaron Rodgers. So, but to think, like, if there was any point other than the last, like the fourth quarter of Sunday's game that you thought the Browns could win the Super Bowl, you were kidding yourself. There was no, I mean, that was the only time that I was like, holy fuck, if this all happens, like they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And all I cared about was just knowing that Baker was the dude. I didn't want to let it linger in the next season. It was important that we found out. All right. And Stefanski has been just exactly what we needed. I can't put it any better than that. He's exactly the guy we need.
Yeah.
Period. And that's the biggest thing.
Same goes with Baker. Like the fit is perfect. And this is not he gets us. It's not the he gets us meter. We kind of put
it better
that
not
to bed.
be. We fucking killed that.
This is the
done.
fit. They fit where they're supposed to fit in their positions. So Coach Stefanski, his leadership style, his calm, steadying hand on things, because Browns fans, you know how we are. 90% irrational, 10% emotion, 100% fucking balls to the wall with the Browns. So it can get a little carried away. This guy's cool, calm, collected, even-keeled. We need that. And he's a good leader. Baker, he's brash. He's got an attitude. Fuck you. It's us against you. We love that in Cleveland, but he can back it up too. So big year for answering those two questions. Obviously disappointed that it ended in Kansas City. The game was there for the Browns to take at multiple junctions. Unfortunately, you've seen a little bit of lapse in certain areas. So as much as I'm going to praise Stefanski, he did make some judgment errors or in-game decision errors in that game. But you know what? He's a rookie coach, and those things are going to happen occasionally. They didn't happen very often this year. So
No.
you can't bag them too much. And the last thing I'll say about the offense before we kind of dive a little bit deeper as a generic statement, as Baker played pretty decently in that game. So now you're looking at a guy who went into 2 postseason games, won one of them, lost the other, played great in one and pretty good in the other. That's good to see that from your quarterback going into big games like that. So that bodes well for confidence going into the future, because this team is going to be making some more playoff runs. Bet your ass on that yearly. I would suspect, I would expect, not suspect. I expect yearly playoff runs. Anyway, Coach Stefanski, Rich, we got done praising him. What were the bugaboos this weekend? What'd you see that kind of like, all right, well, you need to clean that up?
The challenges were suspect. You threw one I think you threw one, or for sure two, that you shouldn't have, and didn't throw one on one you should have. I forget what fucking play it was. On one of the third down catches.
Yep.
Yeah, his knee was down. But and I think I've been hearing people bitch all day about the punting on 4th and 9. It's easy to bitch in hindsight. I can't say, I don't know, man.
I would not have
would have punted there.
I would have punted. I mean, I'll say
I don't
right
think
now.
I would have went for it either. I think if you punt it away, I mean, they go down, if they get 3, you're down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Like,
Yep.
It's not 5. I get if you're down 9,
right,
you absolutely go for it. 9 and up, you go for it there. We were down 5. Your defense, I mean, yes, they're bad, but they haven't been like the worst fucking defense in the NFL. Bad. And we have playmakers that at any given play can make a play. And what he did was he put it on his defense. Fair or not, that's what
Rich,
he did.
It was Chad fucking Henne on the other side.
I agree. I mean,
you punt the ball to Chad fucking Henne, and you rely on your defense. You look Myles Garrett, fucking Denzel Ward, Larry O. There's decent play, like you said. There's decent players on that defense. You rely on your defense to make that play. I have no problem with him punting on 4th. They were on the 32-yard line. Look, it's a field goal at minimum they're getting. They like
right. That's what I'm saying.
Could have scored a fucking touchdown. Then you're boned, right?
The game's over. Game's over at that point. All right, but you're also in that predicament because you only had one timeout.
True.
I think at that point,
True.
right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're like I said, this is an argument made purely in hindsight, because if they stop Henne, they punt the ball, we score, win the game, nobody calls. Nobody gives a fuck about that play.
No.
You know what I mean? Because multiple other things had to happen for it to work.
Yeah.
And
the play calling a little bit too.
The play calling was suspect in the first half. Second half, it got much better. The drive that we punted, the play calling that whole drive was hot garbage. That was I think that was his worst series of the year.
Yeah. Yes.
You get everybody hyped all week.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I was just going to
say you get everybody hyped.
You go. I go. You go.
All right. So, you spent a week getting everybody hyped. Well, Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt's getting everybody amped really about how many times he touched the ball in the first half? He's one of the best players on your team.
I don't know if he did. Yeah.
So that was a problem,
especially in the passing game. That's the guy, and now he did have the one tip, drop or tipped pass in the passing game. But the game of football is about momentum and rhythm and like even running backs, right, Rich? I mean, you got to get these guys go. Look, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I know more than Coach Stefanski, because the fact is that's not true. But you're watching it and you're like, all right, why is there no establishment of a rhythm with this running game? And I get our MO's been try to get up passing the ball, seal them away with the run. That seems to kind of be how it goes. But man, it just seems like we went away from the run real quick. And I get the paranoia. I don't know what I want to call it. I get the desperation, especially when you're down 10 to the Kansas City Chiefs and you're staring at giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes every time. I get it. Like, okay, it's time to start getting chunk plays. It's time to start scoring some points. But man, it's tough when you got, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt there, and you're not seeing them touch the ball that often. So
look, man, do you want to go into battle and not use two of your best weapons?
Right.
And it felt like especially because we didn't want to use two of our best weapons, potentially our two best weapons, until later in the fight. We didn't want to use it in the beginning of the fight. We wanted to save it. That shit don't make sense. We should have. The other thing I think maybe is I would have taken the ball at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that was talked about today, and I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Like,
You're fucked no matter what.
Right. I'm a defer type guy for sure. Like, I want that ball after halftime, but I can see if you can get that momentum on the first drive and go down and score a touchdown, I could see that potentially helping.
Right. My thought is like a team like Kansas City, you want to put pressure on them right away.
Right.
So your offense has been top 10 majority of the season, if not a little bit higher. I take the ball, go down and score, and immediately put pressure on Kansas City. I mean, just right out of the gate. Because I think the benefit is shit gets crazy and you get a stop. Holy fuck, you might be up 14 on Kansas City.
Right.
And the other side of the coin is if they go down and score, you have to immediately turn around and score or you're fucked.
Oh, it's haymaker for haymaker. You have to do it.
And that's kind of how it felt. Is I think right before it went to 3 scores, I was like, oh, dude, this is where it hurts because our defense can't stop. I mean, they're opportunistic. That's the nicest I could say about it all year. That was the other thing. That's nitpicking. I mean, that's just like I said. It's something it's kind of hindsight. Like, fucking problem. But you know.
Well, then look, we all know where we sat at the beginning of the season. And I understand expectations change. I hear it all the time on the damn radio. I get expectations change. But after we won that playoff game last week, we talked about house money. Anything from here is a bonus. And that was really true. Now,
it should have been.
No, it is. If you don't think that way, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Now, if they would have went out, though, and laid a giant egg and got just shellacked by the Chiefs, I think there'd be a different tune right now. Now, I'm not saying people would feel differently about Stefanski or Baker necessarily, but our feeling overall would be different. We wouldn't be able to get past this loss as quickly as most of us are. But they didn't. They went out there, even though they had an off game, they still pretty much held their own for the most part. It was lack of execution here or there, some bad play calling here or there, bad decision. They were in that game, even with Mahomes in there. They were in that ball game. And I think that went a long way in easing the pain of the loss as people looked at that and realized, okay, this team is for real. Now, they beat Pittsburgh. They beat the brakes off of them last week, and they went in and they were hanging in there with Kansas City while having a down game, because they're having a down game.
Right.
Hanging in there with Kansas City even before Mahomes went out. So I think that gave people a little bit extra confidence in this team moving forward.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that we're this close or in the game if Mahomes stays in?
Well,
and I'm asking you not as a fucking fan. I'm asking you what I'm saying.
You would figure that Mahomes is going to put up more than 3 points in the second half.
Yeah, I would immediately just add 10 more points.
That's what I was thinking, is 10 points. But
at least
you don't know how the game changes too, because
I mean, everything. We're going down butterfly effect. I get it.
Right. But yes, they would have scored more points in the second half from Mahomes in there. That's without a doubt, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the part of the reason, and I hate saying this, part of the reason we had a chance to win is because Pat Mahomes wasn't playing.
That opened the door for sure. Like in terms of,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't think we're within 5. I think we lose by 12, 13.
yeah. But if you, like
If
I said, you look at from when
either
he
way,
went
I'm
out.
not mad about it.
So we were down. He went out. We were down 16 or no, or had we scored that touchdown?
Oh,
I can't remember.
I think that was the ensuing drive.
Yeah, after he went down. Yes, I think you're right. So, um, it's yeah. I guess it could have got out of control if he stayed in. Who knows? He could have put up 21 fucking more points or something. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's
I don't know,
because
but
I didn't even. I would say even at the half, like I still didn't feel confident we could stop the offense in any way, shape, or
no,
form.
there was
Really?
no. I think that was the kind of the mindset going in though, right? Like we're not going to stop this offense. They're going to score. We have to score with them. You wanted your defense to make a couple big plays, and you know what? They did a couple times. I mean, it was when Henny was in. They got you the ball back. They picked it off for you. The play calling, we talked
Oh,
about
dude,
that.
they
It was afterwards. It was
that was an arm punt.
an arm punt. It was kind of too. um, so and I had that feeling like number one, watching this game, it was the most exciting Browns game I've ever watched. Obviously, because it was the divisional round of the playoffs, but like I said, there was confidence all throughout that game. Give me the ball back. I feel like we're gonna get together. We're gonna get together. We're gonna score. We're gonna score. And even at the end there, it was like defense, get us one stop. You give Baker a minute 30. I feel like we're gonna punch it in there. That never happened. But the most exciting game I've ever watched as a Browns fan, and man, even though we lost, it was a pleasure to be able to do that. You know what I mean? We'll sit there on a Sunday, watch the Browns play in a divisional round, and it was a joy either way. And for that I am grateful. But man, I can't. Is it football season? Is it the next season yet? Because I want to get this shit started again.
Yeah, it was not, dude. Look, I was a mess for the whole game. Um, I even thought we had a slight chance until the pass to Tyreek Hill. Like even after fucking worthless ass Henny ran for 13 and a half yards, uh, which mind you, there was a holding play on, or there was a hold on that they didn't call. 11
Big
for the
time.
Chiefs, straight up held him. Granted, let's be real, Tyreek Hill would have got that first down if you run the play from the same yardage. While I was upset, I wasn't mad. Wasn't mad at all.
Yeah, I think upset's a good word.
I was upset.
Down. I don't
like. I was just upset that we didn't win the game. I didn't feel like what I didn't feel was the season. I didn't feel like the season was a failure.
Oh no, not even remotely close.
I haven't felt that way about a football team since like 2007.
Yeah.
Because we ended that season, while it was a failure, we were like, oh my God, we may have some pieces parts here. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then you know what it turned into after that.
That was a wreck. But there are discernible differences, though, between that season and this season. And obviously, hindsight, we talked about at the beginning of the episode, 2007, we're able to look back on that and then realize after the fact, like, that was a hodgepodge. It was a hodgepodge of people that kind of just sparked at the right time. And that's what it was. This is more foundational, structural, sustainable. It's real. The other thing was fake. This is real.
We know what 2007 looked like, right?
Yep.
This ain't it.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. This one, look. I almost threw up a picture of the fucking Terminator behind me. All right, because I'm like, dude, we'll be back. Like, you bet your ass we'll be back. And, like you said, you tweeted out earlier today, wait till next year just hits a little different today for a Browns fan. It's a little bit different. And, we don't have to dissect every draft for any good fucking players because we get to shorten it up a little bit. You know, we can only we only have to identify a handful of defensive players specifically.
Yeah. And more depth on the offensive line because we seem to want to get to the third and fourth fucking rungs of that unit.
Look, if you just hope for the best if you get to that point, because you ain't gonna get that kind like good depth like that again ever.
You'll probably actually see some of the same guys that deep come back to this team next year.
I mean, shit. Hans played fucking
played
left tackle.
Yeah,
he played left tackle yesterday.
You'll see these guys.
He's
come
been
back.
there. I mean, okay.
No, for how far down the depth chart they were, they served admirably, and hats off.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you know, in that aspect, I have no real complaints. I mean, I just like today I'm looking at it and I'm not even mad at all. Like, I don't care about the holding play or the hold that wasn't called. You know, I don't care that Stefanski maybe could have fucking went for it on 4th and 9 on your like 34-yard line. It would have ended fucking poorly. I'm not even mad that they called on the Rashard Higgins worst play I've ever, like, just the worst rule ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not even mad about it. Like, I told you we were playing with house money. I said it from the beginning of the year. We'll make the playoffs. We ain't going deep. Not that I care about being right. It's just that's what this team was. And we got the best out of it.
No, we did.
I'm really good. Did. Move forward.
We got the best of it. You know, I put a tweet out, and I do believe this is true. And this is another hindsight type deal. You know, maybe, and this is a silver linings thing, and it's just a subjective, speculative thing. Maybe losing that game was the best thing for this team. And I say that because the ability to reflect in a loss, you go deeper when you fail in life. When you look back on things, if you failed in something, you look at it harder, you go deeper. When you succeed, you're like, okay, I probably could have done that better, but I got it done. Fuck it. Cool, I'm on to the next.
Right, on to the next one.
This happens in sports too. Now, this loss and every mistake that's been highlighted with this loss is going to sit with these guys until they start back up again in OTAs, coach included. It's going to sit with them, and they're going to be looking at things. And what it's going to do is it's going to parlay into, you know what? Okay, yeah, that needs fixed. What else can I look back on? And I think it might help. These guys are professionals. I'm going to assume that 90% of them are doing it anyway. But
there's exit interviews, all kinds of shit.
Speaking from experience, not as a pro athlete, but as someone who has failed multiple times in their life, you look harder in failure than you do in success. So I think it might be what this team needed to actually cement themselves and, you know, make legitimate runs from here on out. The bar is now playoffs every season, 10 wins, double-digit wins, and playoff appearance. That's the bar. It's set now. And this team knows that. And I'm fucking getting pumped just talking about it, dude. Like, I want the season to start.
Yeah. Dude, it always goes away too fast, man. You know, it just seems like a few weeks ago we were having conversations with people about, you know, wanting to shit can Baker and fucking Stefanski this and all, you know, all these other terrible fucking things. And here we are now. We lost the fucking division round playoff game against the Chiefs by 5.
Yeah.
In the COVID year.
Yeah. What's you know, best about this? And look, I wanted to talk about the defense a little bit, but you know what? I think everyone's been hammering on these guys enough. We understand what needs to happen with this defense. You're gonna see a lot of new faces, but there are some people to build around in the defense. In terms of Joe Woods, this is where I stand. We talked a little bit about him. I would not fire the guy. Hell no. That's ridiculous. Why would you fire the guy after 1 year? You got to get him some players to work with. Sure. Did I see things that made me question his scheme particularly? Yes. But I'm willing to get more players in here and give him another year with a full offseason, some talent, and see where it goes. But you better show me something next year, a marked improvement. And I think you will. Maybe I'm hopeful. I don't know, but I think you will. So, no, you don't fire Joe Woods. And I'm not going to bag on the defense. The guys did the best they could with what God gave them, I guess. It was just, they did the best they could.
Listen, you know, Joe Woods made, like you said, made some some suspect decisions, or maybe didn't pressure when we wanted him to pressure, or whatever. All right, I'm telling you, with the injuries and everything that happened, there are multiple guys on that defense that played a lot of snaps that won't
Yeah.
play a lot of snaps for any other team.
100%.
So I mean, like I said, before the show when you and I were talking, I said, they gave Joe Woods chicken shit, and we're like, can you make us some really good chicken salad with chicken shit? And I mean, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Let's let them get some people healthy, get in some fucking linebackers, all the linebackers, and let's roll into fucking 2021 with an improved defense, because it has to happen.
Well, that's kind of what I was, before I went off on the defensive rant. It wasn't really a rant, but just a defensive plug. That's kind of what I was getting at, is like, going into this offseason, it's nice, obviously, not having to look for a coach or a GM or assistants or coordinators or fucking whatever. That's all, quarterback, that's all set. Now it's like, okay, we get to look at role players and guys with niches that fit here and there to help our team win a championship. We are at that stage now where we get to fill those little holes, barring aside from a complete defensive overhaul, because we may see something close to that, but filling holes to build a championship team, continue to build a championship team to make a run for a Super Bowl. And that's something very nice that I just love. And Baker, coach was asked about Baker. He sat down and spoke with him today. I think it might've been, or yesterday evening. And he's like, he's really excited to go into an off season going with the same offensive system next year.
Yeah.
And how sad does that sound? Like, guy that's going on his 4th year in the league, and like, that's his comment. Like, I'm just happy to have the same offensive system next year. That's been the Browns. Like, that's what it's been. And like, this team, with having the ability to go in this offseason as stable as they are, I'm telling you, I got high expectations for next year. It's already.
I don't see a scenario. Right. I don't see how. I mean, look, there was every disadvantage for a young quarterback and a rookie head coach. Every disadvantage you could possibly imagine. If you were going to fail, it was going to be this year. You had everything, the deck stacked against you in every way. I don't see how it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
You're right.
Period.
You're right.
I mean, the team got better as the season went on. Defense, maybe not so much, because we were taking the ball away like a bunch of maniacs early on.
We were.
But I think with a draft and free agency and more of the guys our organization wants in place, you can't do it all in 1 year. I don't see how the defense doesn't get better. Joe Woods, look, I'm going to tell you right now, the scheme Joe Woods wants to play is ideal for today's NFL. And if they can get him the people to do it, we'll be a better defense for it.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's true. And I just, what date is it? It's only 118. We got league year starts.
We got a ways
to
go.
I know, we got a ways to go. League year starts in March, so and I know the season's still going on. Obviously, we've got the conference championships next weekend, and then a couple weeks later, the Super Bowl. So those are things we'll definitely talk about a little bit on upcoming episodes. As we move through this offseason, though, obviously we'll be getting into dissecting the defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, looking at prospects to bring in, and the draft coming up. So definitely more of the same good content coming to you guys, with a little different flavor this year, though, because of where the Browns sit and what this season looks like going into it. So that's going to be fun. Hell, this will be the first season that we haven't talked about a coaching hire. We'll be going into our 3rd season, And this will be the first season we haven't talked about a coaching hire.
It's and yeah, it's awesome.
That's good.
I've
That's
just
good stuff,
it took
man.
a minute to register.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, hey, don't forget, I got to tell you, go over to mark1sports.com and check out all the content we have for you there. You got your Cavs gearing up. We're right around the corner from spring training. So you got your Indians or whatever they're going to eventually call themselves. Spiders? No. You got your tribe gearing up. So check out CLE Tribecast over there. And then for your Cavs, that's Ultimate Warriors. We've got your daily fantasy cover too with DFS. That's the money line DFS. And then the flagship show, Mark One. So check that out as well. Don't forget to hit your Thrive fantasy as well. So prop bets. Look, football's coming to a close. It doesn't matter. They got you covered on a gazillion sports. You want golf? They got golf. Whatever. All the sports. Okay.
Damn near everything, man.
Go check it out. Thrive Fantasy. You're going to use your player prop bets there. So it's a little bit different than your FanDuel and what's the other one? DraftKings. It's a little bit different than that. Get you a little different flavor with those prop bets. And prop bets are fun. Who doesn't like, dealing with prop bets? That's great. But when you go there, you got to make sure and use your Mark One promo code. Get your match bonus. So that's thrivefantasy.com. Check that out. Like I said, lots coming up for you guys. We're likely to shift our schedule a little bit. Being the off season coming up, we're still going to be giving you guys content on Sundays. That's the plan right now. Through the week, we'll see how that falls. You might just get random pop-up episodes from us just out of the blue. So be sure and subscribe to the Danger Zone. That way you get those episodes as soon as they hit. And then I don't have to pump as much on Twitter. You guys just get them.
Hey, man, listen. They're called subs, bro.
Subs? I'm sorry.
They're called subs. You don't say
outdated.
subscribe. You just got to be like the kids and be like, yo, man, sub my fucking button or whatever it is.
Get that sub with the likes hashtag.
Like sub, you guys are awesome. So I've been watching streamers for fucking Warzone. So
well, that's okay.
But
I can be a little antiquated, I guess. Hell, I'm not that old, but yeah. Either way, get the sub to the Danger Zone. Get them episodes right when they come out. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at HerbTwister. Rich, where can they find you?
Dick Stark, DIK, STARK.
Doc. So make sure and go follow us on the Twitters. Get that interaction. We love that stuff. Hell, you might give us some ideas to talk about here in the off season. So look forward to that. Look forward to everything coming up, Rich. I don't know, man. You got anything insightful for us on this, not so sad, not Victory Monday?
Look, man, you know what that is, right?
That is a sun rising in the background of the skyline of Cleveland right now, right? Is that what that is?
That is correct. For the first time. All right. For real, though, this time. Like, this isn't expectations. This is a known. We're going into the offseason, and the sun is rising on the Cleveland Browns, baby. It just started. Here we go. Go Browns.
Go Browns.